Okay, Pickles, have you settled down? Right, so yesterday I made my first, this in the camera, right? I made my first null binding sock ever, and I think it turned out quite well. Um, so what I did is I did a toe start. I started from the toe, and did um, I did about 5 stitches in no 15 stitches in null binding, and then I started working it around in a circle. So I did one end, and then I started coming back around this way, and at the end I added 2 stitches and turned it around to make the corner, and then went around like this, and I kept adding stitches on each corner, and I shaped it to the shape of my foot. So I did on this side, on the big toe side, I I increased 1 stitch, and on the other side I increased a 2 stitches for each row for about 1, 2, 3, 4, for about 6 rows there. And then I stitched the rest of it around up to my calf, just in the not increasing the stitches. And then so I did it like this. So I got to there, and then here I split it in half, and I added a chain across this part. I think it's about 25 stitches. You have to put it on your foot and measure it so it comes out to the right length. And then I started, and now so I'm at the stage where I added this chain, and then I just continued knitting around to knit the ankle part of the calf. Um, Once I get these made, I might add some more, a few rows to make the sock longer. I'm not sure yet if I want it to be ankle socks or longer socks, but I just did it like that. Um, so now I'm going to start on the heel, and I think I've got 25 stitches around here and 25 here. So I'm going to attach the yarn at one corner, and I'm just going to stitch one complete row at the same number of stitches around, and then I'll start to decrease for the rest of the corner. And I just kind of made that up, and it seemed to work okay, so I'm just doing it again. So when I add yarn, I do about 3 arm lengths, and I'm pull that off. No, where's my sock? No, wait. Count. Oops. So in this part of the sock, I don't have any player to join the yarn to another piece of yarn, so I'm just going to start in the corner and just tie the corner on to start. I'm having to work a bit sideways here with this cat on my lap, so it's a bit difficult, but that's life with cats. Okay. I'm going to do 2 wraps around my thumb just to make a starting loop. Go back in through the hole that I was in. Pull the yarn through. No, don't. Sorry, kitty. pick up the next stitch. And there isn't much of a loop here, so I'm going to find something that creates a loop in the back for the first stitch. So now I have 2 loops on my thumb. I'm using the Mummin, the finished Mummin stitch, which is I pick up 1 stitch from the previous row. I pick up the one off my thumb and 1 in the back, so it's a finished 1 plus 2, and then I come back through all the loops that are on my thumb. So pick up that one, and 2 loops from back here, and then I come back through the remaining loop on my thumb. So next one is that one, that new one, 2 on the thumb, no, 1 on the thumb, or behind, I should, oh God, talking mixed up here, sorry. So 1 from the new row, 1 off the thumb, 1 from behind, so that's 2, and then I come back through the 1 left on my thumb. No, 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 don't play. Okay, you can let me stitch some more? Thank you. When you get to the corners, they get to be a bit holy, so I pick up a couple of loops of thread to kind of help to fill in the hole. Um, Whenever you do turns and null binding, that happens. so I try and pull it a bit tighter as well. So the next one, I'm going into the other part of the sock, so I'm going to pick up those 2 threads again to fill up, help to fill up the space. Okay, so now I've turned it around. It's time to add a bit more yarn. Um, 1, 2, 3 lengths. And then I'm going to use a Russian join to put these together. I like to use a single ply wool because then I don't like the look of all the stripy stuff when you apply it on applied yarn. And knot binding becomes warmer when you wear it and it starts to felt together. So if you buy a single ply that hasn't been not a superwash but a pure wool, it will felt really nicely and become much stronger and warmer. Oh, come on, fold through. So feed that back on itself and leave a loop and push the second yarn through that hole. And then once that's through there, then pull this through the old yarn. If you give that a tug, then that's all in there and it's not going to come apart. Cat, what are you doing? Stretching right out, are you? Huh? So I feed the yarn back through the thread about 5 times. And then put the end of the yarn through the eye of the needle. And then pull that through. And that secures it very nicely without any knots and or threads hanging out. It's not going to come apart. Trim a little bit off. And then I accordion fold this part of the yarn so that it's I'm not pulling out big armloads of yarn every time. It shortens the amount of time that you have to spend pulling the yarn through if you make it a bit shorter this way with the accordion fold. Oh, cat. You're pretty funny. He's now sleeping between my legs, about to fall on the floor. You crazy animal. Yeah, I told you you're gonna fall. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. It's a chilly day again. I'm getting a bit cold here. Um, it was warm this morning and nice and sunny, and now the weather has changed again. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Somebody's playing God up there, I think. Okay, what am I doing with this camera? Bring this back here. I'm at the end. So now for the next row, I'm going to decrease 2 stitches on this side and 2 stitches on that side, so 4, and then 4 in this corner as well, as I go work my way around, start to make the heel a bit smaller. So I'm going to put another stitch in here, or how am I going to do this? I'm going to come up through here to try and reduce this. No, I think I'll just pick up. So skip this stitch and pick up that one, but also pick up this to fill in the hole, I think. And then pick that up off the thumb, and that one. Okay, now here I'm skipping another one and pick up the following stitch. It's like decreasing in crochet. You skip a stitch and then you pick up the following stitch from the previous row. Okay, there. Now I'm going to continue around, picking up 1 stitch across the row. And it's time to add a bit more thread to this. So I'm finding that the more that I do null binding, the more I prefer it to knitting. It's you can develop a very nice rhythm to it, to your stitching, and you don't even have to watch what you're doing. There's no fear of dropping stitches and losing your place. If you make a mistake, it's a bit hard to do, to undo, so you have to spend a bit of time unpicking a stitch, or just not worry about it and let it become part of the null binding. But no, I think I like it. I'm going to start trying to make more things with null binding because I think it's quite versatile, and people really have not appreciated it for hundreds of years, I suppose. Okay, so I want to reduce 2 stitches at the corner. So I'm skipping one and I'm picking up the following one to make the first decrease. And I do it again on the corner, so I'll skip that one and pick up this one. So now I'm at the end. So the next one is this. I'm going to skip that and I'm going to pick up this one. And again, skip that and pick up this following. 1, 2, 3, 4. So skip that one, pick up this one. Skip that one, pick up this one. Skip that, pick up the following. Okay, so I think there's one more row of the same kind of decreases, 2 on each corner. And then it's the final one where I'll just kind of decrease, I think, 1 in every other stitch just to bring it around to the corner. So I'm almost finished. So skip that one. The next one. And skip that one, and I pick up this one. Skip that one and pick up next one. happened to the music? I don't know. So then I'm going to start pulling all this in and skipping a stitch on every row, on every other stitch, I think. So another couple of stitches, and then I'll just tighten it all up and finish it off. Yay. Oh, back on my thumb. I think the rest of these can just be sewn together. There we go. Sock finished. Hooray. Done. There we go. 2 sockies. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you'll come back another day. I will try and do another episode at some point, starting with a brand new pair of socks and working my way through. And I will put up the pattern on my website or perhaps on Patreon and write it all out so you can make your own socks. Thank you.